Joe Volpe, publisher Corriere Canadese, North America's only Italian-language daily newspaper, on behalf of GoLive TV and Corriere Media Group with the comment of the day. And the setting is Ottawa. The theme is SNC-Lavalin. The topic, of course, is the affair, the scandal. So here we are. Trudeau's government is in crisis. Heads are rolling. Now, Prime Minister Trudeau, in my estimation, should promote Carla Qualtrough. Who is she? Well, she's the Minister for Public Works and Government Services. That department is the one that will ultimately handle how government contracts are assigned and monitored. Now, in case you missed it, SNC-Lavalin, as other contractors to the government, need to cultivate her department, learn the rules, assess how the expectations of government and the attendant vigilance required can be incorporated in any bid they might present. Her department will always be involved in any assessment of the underlying principles of good corporate social responsibility that may have to be met prior to and after the grant of a contract. If a corporation will be debarred from government business, her department will invariably be involved in the evaluation of proceedings, whether criminal or deferred prosecution process, a civil agreement in place of jail. Minister Qualtrough, a former Paralympic athlete, in an interview with CTV's Don Martin on Monday afternoon, gave a by far the most cogent, most clear, most persuasive explanation on the process and the substance of the SNC-Lavalin affair that threatens the stability of the Trudeau government. Later this afternoon, the former minister, Jody Wilson-Raybould, is going to speak before a House committee. But Minister Qualtrough's statements, in my view, came 13 days too late. The Trudeau government could have saved itself a lot of grief had she been put in the public limelight earlier. Instead, the public is now digesting four very uncomfortable issues that it might just as well have preferred to set to one side. The first of these is that Canada and Canadians, whether corporate or private citizens, are prepared to adjust their perceptions of the rule of law and social accountabilities if dollars are at stake. If they're flying from the sky, morality and ethics go out the window. Or as Maxime Bernier says, crony capitalism is a blight on free enterprise and true democratic rights, including those human rights we support with all the pontification our self-righteousness can muster against others. They don't apply to us. Money's more important. Second, the strategists, the ones that determine what to do to improve Canada, in the Prime Minister's office, have proved themselves to be mere tacticians. That's the people who tell us how to adapt to crises, with extremely inept communications plans. The chief among them, the Prime Minister's principal secretary, Gerald Butts, has had to resign. For what? It is not exactly clear, but the public has filled in that blank with everything negative. Third, the demotion and subsequent resignation of the former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould has laid bare some festering discontent from within Cabinet that go beyond the usual petty jealousies. If there are some significant governance and ethical issues, then surely the responsibility rests with the PMO and now with the Prime Minister, its face and principal, or rather now only asset. Fourth, Canadians must come to grips with a politicized public service. The bureaucracy has two basic functions: guide the government with sound, researched, well thought out policy options, and two, to keep the government out of trouble for the sake of the country. Now, how a clerk of the Privy Council, that's the top bureaucrat in the civil service, can be paraded before a House of Commons committee to express personal opinions about the personalities in cabinet or perceived dangers in the country that are best kept to data-free discussions over coffee or beer is mind-boggling. If the strategists could get so many things wrong, what else have they mucked up? Is it any wonder that their immigration plan is in total shambles and that their Minister of Immigration, Ahmed Hussein, could be so indifferent to the plight of children and families that he walks away from an interviewer when asked a simple question about the potential unnecessary deportation of the Dimitri family? You can go to our video from the other day on that. Now, citizens are fed up with intransigence and obstinacy. Whose head is next? Ahmed Hussein's? Joe Volpe for Corriere Canadese, Go Live TV, Corriere Media Group, inviting you to stay tuned for commentary in Italian and in Portuguese. Follow us on all social media. Take care. We'll be right back after these messages.